I was at a pitch event surrounded by investors and I was passing out my breast pump. There were investors who just kind of pulled back, like, that's disgusting, I'm not touching it.
The reality is that people like to fund people that they feel are like themselves.
As you reach that last week of pills, if you don't get to the pharmacy, there will be a dire consequence. And when I enter a room of 70-year-old Caucasian males, they don't get it.
Last year, women founders got only about 2% of venture capital funding. No big surprise when you consider 93% of partners at the top venture capital firms are men. And women founders pitching tech products for women face an even bigger battle when it comes to selling their vision, like the better breast pump.
The one product that is arguably the most important product that so many women rely on, millions of women, to provide nutrition to their child, which is a breast pump, hasn't seen meaningful innovation since the mid-19th century.
Janica Alvarez and her husband Jeff have come up with a breast pump that they say uses a gentler, more effective water-based system.
The current breast pump technology, everything's air-based, which makes it a loud experience, very uncomfortable. It's like a tug-of-war with your nipple, if you can imagine how painful that is.
But when Janica pitched her breast pump to a group of Silicon Valley investors, the first thing they did was try to Google it.
They landed on breast and accidentally prompted this pornographic site. We just kind of sat there for a moment and they were joking around about what they stumbled upon. I felt like I was a part of fraternity. I was the only woman there. What they really need to focus on evaluating is the fact that this is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity.
For Dr. Sophia Yen, an e-medicine business that allows women to get their birth control prescribed online and delivered to their homes, is also a no-brainer.
Women are suffering pill anxiety every single month for about 20 to 30 years of their life. The stress of, holy crap, I have to get to the pharmacy Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 before it closes, and we have better things to do. All right, so what we've got here today is a bunch of different things that we can throw in with our package. And of course, all of them will come with your standard 3 months worth of birth control. We calculate it's a $4.6 billion market, and that's just with birth control and a couple of add-ons. Do you want some condoms with that? Do you want emergency contraception?
But Sophia says older male VCs still don't get it.
I think they need to hear it from somebody they know, unfortunately. And what's amazing is I can always sell the executive assistant. I can always sell the receptionist. Sometimes they'll come back in that scheduling email, oh my God, I totally love this. Yes, and if I can get them to CC the VC on that, that would be great.
Men don't generally understand what I'm doing. When you think about how much of the money is controlled by people that don't understand that experience, then you have to reshift and start thinking, so how can I make this easier for them to understand?
Rika Lise drew upon her own experiences as a woman of color when she came up with her online platform, BeautyLink.
Imagine going to the hair salon, to get a braided hair service. It's gonna take 8 hours, no pee breaks, no snack breaks, and you forgot your phone. That is a Black girl nightmare.
Rika's startup allows customers to book home appointments with beauty professionals. Her business is built around the idea that women who get particularly long hair appointments would rather do it in the comfort of their own home.
The beauty market for African American women is a huge market. And it took some time for me to really transition our story and our pitch to be easier for people to take in.
Now when Rika pitches BeautyLink, she spins it using Silicon Valley buzzwords like the on-demand market and the gig economy to get her point across. But many potential investors also want to know if she's going to start including barbers.
So we will be doing something specifically for men because everybody wants to see something for men. And I'm like, the margins for men aren't that great. Women pay more.
So far, all of Rika's angel investors have been women.
Mom, am I working?
Hi, yep.
Anaya Health eventually raised their angel and seed funding for its breast pump, but not before Janica endured more sexist questions.
They always want to know where my children are. They want to know who's watching my children. Am I going to have more children? If I've figured it out enough till now and raised, $6.5 million seed funding, have a product in the market, I've done it faster than anyone else, I'm pretty sure I know where my children are and I can care for them as well as raise a company.
I think the mom factor is the biggest one. The mom factor being, oh my gosh, you have children, they must be distracting, et cetera, et cetera. But does anyone ask that of a man at work? No.
On top of that, female entrepreneurs even find themselves being ogled at these pitch meetings.
I could never forget one person who I was discussing possible investment with, and he called me hot chocolate. The worst part about it, I think, is because I let it roll off my shoulders. I'm like, I'm raising capital, I can't let this get in my way.
This gentleman looked me up and down and started making comments around my body and the shape of my body and the condition of my body after having 3 children. That's when it really hit me, so that from that point on, I was not going to these types of meetings by myself.
So Janica started bringing her technical co-founder and husband, Jeff, to meetings. The comments about her body or where her children were stopped, but
Questions are primarily directed to him. Individuals are looking to Jeff for a response, basically overlooking the fact I'm actually the one running the company.
a recent study in the Harvard Business Review analyzed the kind of language VCs use to discuss male entrepreneurs versus female entrepreneurs. A man would be described as having potential, while a woman with a similar background would be viewed as inexperienced. This type of implicit bias has real consequences for who gets funded.
They give the male the benefit of the doubt and they ask more positive, like, what are your projections? Whereas, show me the profit line on the women. I've seen my competitors get funded with no mention of how many customers they have. I know that I've gotten 10 times the amount of customers, so I should at least get the same amount of funding, but I'm not.
Until we can shake it up a bit where individuals are willing to go outside of certain ecosystems in order to find entrepreneurs, we're not going to see a change.
We need to educate around the value of the markets that primarily I think women go after, and we're solving problems that are unique to women, and it's a huge market.